Welcome, my name is Matt Weintraub and I am the student farm director at the Howdy farm on campus. Yup, there you go. And so this is our Facebook page that I'm pulling up real quick. Facebook.com/TAMU Howdy Farm. Follow us, like us, keep up to date. We're growing, as you can see. I want to keep that momentum moving forward. But basically today I'm going to go through our PowerPoint presentation. Howdy Farm, a grassroots learning lab. Uh, Basically, Howdy Farm began in 2009, founded by Brady Grimes. It's a student-led initiative that seeks to promote local food, facilitate organic research, and enable students to experience agriculture hands-on. Woof. Basically, what happened was Brady had no creative outlet to practice what he was learning in the textbook. And so on a couple hundred square feet, he began to grow lots of vegetables, and before you know it, you can't eat 100 pounds of squash. So he partnered with Dining Services, in particular Dave Riddle, who allowed us to begin selling to Dining Services, and this whole concept of a student farm was born out of that. Why does it matter that we have a student farm? Who cares? Apparently we care, because if you look at the sustainability master plan for A&M, it includes sustainable food and dining, it includes sustainable land use and stewardship while involving education and research. And that is a living document. I have spoken with our provost, and we are committed to the vision outlined in this document. And an interesting part is in the meat of the text, develop a student farm program to supply cafeterias. That's what we do. That's why we started, to get students, local produce, because we scientifically know that the more local it is, the sooner you eat it when it's picked, the more nutrient dense it is. And none of this is possible without you. Because you and me and every other Aggie that's here right now owns a part of the farm, has paid for a part of the farm, and that is beautiful. And the first grant in 2011 was $50,000 and allowed us to grow to what we are today. It allowed us to, and in 2012, applied for another grant and basically got $100,000, a third of the green fund, to create a facility as part of our program, because we were crunched in terms of production and we needed that space. And and that's incredible. That's incredible that students can use their own money to invest in their own education for the betterment of all Aggies, past, future, and present. I think it's a true testament to our mentality and our ability to do great things at A&M. And so where can you find our food? You can find our food in three main avenues. University Club and Ritter Tower. If you look at the elevator, if you look inside the elevator, there's a sign on your right-hand side if you're standing facing the front of the elevator. On the bottom right-hand corner of that sign, it says proudly serving Howdy Farm produce, which is pretty cool. We also sell produce in the Brazos Valley Farmers Market in Bryan and the Urban Harvest Farmers Market in Houston. Those are our secondary markets. Our main market now becomes the CSAR, a community-supported agriculture research program. And basically that is a program where you pay up front. This semester we're doing 8 and 12-week shares, so you pay $160 or $240 for a weekly allotment of vegetables that includes tomatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, turnips, beets, radishes, spinach, Swiss chard, collard greens, eggplant, okra, melons, and cucumbers. And so this is us in the community. Top right's Houston, top left's Bryan, and here are some beautiful pictures of what we grow, taken by a Hort student, James Wilkins. And here's some onions. high impact learning. That's what we do best. That's why we exist, to practice what the textbook teaches us. And we provide experiential education courses, internships, undergraduate, graduate research, extension research, community development, food bank donations, and volunteer opportunities. That's why we're here. And one of our, excuse me, one of our graduate students um, does aquaponic research in the greenhouse. It's kind of a cutting edge field, and so right now, if you were in there, you'd see hydroponic lettuce, hydroponic tomatoes, and fish culture. We also offer internships and undergraduate research as well. I did mine on the finances of the farm to figure out if we can be or are financially sustainable, and we're getting there. We're really close, but it's a battle every day because the farm operates as a financially independent entity, so relatively speaking, and we want it to be. We don't want it to be a drain on the economy, where we're struggling enough, and we're not. We commit to community development, and we bring out different groups, and we show them and share with them what agriculture means, and these are some of our community supporters here. Experiential education classroom, it's what we do. Three main classes are linked in with the farm right now: vegetable crop production course, geography 303 in the spring, and an ag communications course did a social media profile on the farm this summer. Which greenhouse, we've graciously been granted the space by the horticulture department, which will vastly allow us to increase basically increase to a 10-month production cycle with tomatoes. Here's some pictures of the field work that we do. In the class, this is part of the vegetable crop production class. Here's some onions. Part of sustainable agriculture is waste recycling, and that involves getting chicken manure from the um, chicken facility on campus, as well as other places around campus, to enrich and nourish our soils, because we don't use conventional fertilizer. And so, what do we do when we finish with our food? Here's a picture of food bank donations. That's important. And what is the attraction? Excuse me. What is the attraction to agriculture? It's that we can, in a way, cure plant blindness. And what is plant blindness? It's just the lack of awareness of what a broccoli plant looks like, or a carrot, or a turnip, um, or an okra, and at what size do you pick that okra. It's becoming more conscious about what goes into our food, and we're lucky as a society that that is not an issue. The next part is that A&M is committed to research. It's part of their mission statement, and we want to be part of that as well, because small farm production in Texas is growing, and we need to meet the needs of those citizens. And part of that is extension research, and we have some going on at the farm with an extension specialist right now. But at the end of the day, we are a family. People talk about the culture at A&M. They talk about the ring. They talk about the fraternity that are the Aggies. And that is what makes us special, because, we are in this together. We are a family, and none of this is possible without our community. And I think what is so special, and I'm not trying to brag on A&M because we're awesome. I'm just trying to explain that if the United States would look at how we function as a community, and we could get back to what it used to be, that we're all in this together, maybe we could solve some of these problems that we face, instead of you've given us this avenue, and we want you to be a part of that. And so basically this is a thank you. and competition, and these are the 4 heavyweights. Uh, we need to become the best student farm program in the nation because we can be, and because we should be, and because that attracts students. And part of that starts with sustainability, and that was part of our vision for this grant that we got to create a Howdy Farm Sustainability Center. That's what we really like to do. And our main vision behind that was that it would be designed by students in the College of Architecture, constructed by students in construction science for student use in the College of Agriculture. And we wanted this sustainable greenhouse production facility that could host classes and serve as research space, so we could educate students and so we could increase our production, because we need more tomato production to keep up with our own growth. And that's important, you know. It's important that we have that avenue, that we embrace that, because that is our world, you know. And part of Vision 2020 and part of our world is being conscious citizens. So, you know, we want to be the teaching farm and the high impact learning lab, and we want to help culture of minor sustainability, because this is a home for students to reconnect with their food. And part of that movement in food is sustainability. And that comes from you. You know, you guys are involved in issues in the environment, and you care. You care, and you have a voice, and people listen when students shake the ground. You know, we have a power now that we're students, and we can speak up and be loud, and we have this fund that allows us to empower ourselves. And I think just from looking at the ag catalog, these are just a sample of courses that could create a minor sustainability, and I think that's important. And I think the Howdy Farm can help facilitate that push towards a degree program, because students want that, and they need that, because that's part of what our world is focused on now. Whether from United Nations down, we care about that, and it's up to us as a generation to move towards that. And so I'd really like to see a push come from the students, like your group, to make this this movement, this desire for sustainability curricula, a reality. And part of that could be study abroad potential. There's endless potential there for things that we could do internationally or just across the nation. And this is the organizational structure we're moving to. Basically, you have a board chairman, and we filled that position with Dr. Kevin Crosby, who's a vegetable breeder. You have an advisory board of professors from different departments, because agriculture is a multidisciplinary field. You have a farmer advisor, which is a position being created through our department to run the farm day to day and educate students. You'd have 4 student managers, 2 field managers, a greenhouse manager, and a CSA manager. Right now we have 3 student managers who all started as interns on the farm and develop an internship program to feed into that managerial part-time paid position. And then you have volunteers in classes who round out the labor force for the farm. And all of this is kind of an integrated ecosystem for learning as part of developing the Howdy Farm system. And so, you know, right now we're solving the issue of where are we going to put the Howdy Farm, or the facility. And so right now, that's kind of where we are. We're in the middle between those 2 roads right there with the farm production. And I know there's plans for West Campus housing over there, and we want to be part of that. We want to be their grassy knoll. A farm is grassy knoll. Sounds like a great idea. And so that might happen. Over here, along this blue line, is going to be Arboretum. It's called the White Creek Gardens. And then right over here, this little square I'm drawing, the purple square, is basically going to be another 1.5 acre raised bed production site for teaching as part of the Howdy Farm. That'll help grow the program. But we'd love to have you out. We are having a good time. We are passionate about what we're doing, and we want to share it with you. It's your resource. It's your education. You know, let's make friends. And I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person today. I am in wine tasting right now, so I'm feeling really good about everything going on. If you need to, go ahead and call me. That's my number. Text me. Don't make it awkward. Email me. Please don't make it awkward. And here's a map to the farm that you can find us where we're at. We're not hiding. We want you there. Thank you very much. Have a great day.